friends, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a brand new episode of FM22's The Hall of Famer. And today is our season finale and everything hangs in the balance. Anyway, my friends, check last episode out. It'll make a bit more sense for what's happening in today's episode, but this is huge. So let's get to it. Okay, my friends, so last episode, obviously, we got two really good wins, didn't we? Hard-fought one against Floridsdorfer, and then the Wolfhurt one. We thought they were going to make a comeback. They didn't. We won the game quite handsomely and easily. We then have played 3 games. It's gone to the last 2 games. Like I thought it would, it's gone down to the last 2 games of the season. But yeah, we played our next 3 games. First one was a 3-0 win. Kui, whatever we want to call him, he gets the first. Kingsley and Christensen were the others. Kaffenberger were up next. 2-0 winning this. Sockler and Christensen from the penalty spot. And then Tyrrell, who have been going really well this season, were on the end of a 4-1 defeat. You will see that for Wayne and Christensen both got a brace in the game. They did score, but it was not to be. And we got the 3 points. Lovely job. We're going to have Dornbirn, who are 8th, and Lafnitz, who are 6th, as our last 2 games of the season. So it's going to be tough. Both these games, but we are well and truly in with a chance, ladies and gents. And I say this because the league table looks like this. Polton have actually dropped some points during the course of these 3-game run, and yeah, we're now 2 points clear. Now, should we win the next game and Polton lose it, that's it. We're champions. A draw wouldn't be enough because they can close the gap and whatnot. So yeah, we basically need to just win our last two games, hope for the best, and just see if Polton slip up, or if they win both, then it is what it is. We can actually afford to draw and Polton win both games because at the moment we are well clear on goal difference, so we would be champions on that. So it could go to the wire, but it's been an unbelievable championship fight this, and yeah, it's a 2-horse race now. Innsbruck are well out of it. Tyrrell are gone. Look, Amstetten have flown up the league. They've been playing really, really well. So we're just going to see what happens. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to play the 2 games today, if we need to play the 2 games. If we only have to play the 1 game, so we go and clinch it in this first game, then we'll skip over the second one. It'll make the episode shorter. If not, we'll play the 2 and then we'll be doing a season review because it's going to happen straight after that fixture. And then next season, we start afresh. Whether we start it as champions of this division and we go up, or if we're going to be doing another season here, we are going to stay because I really like Grazer and I think they're kind of set up to do some good stuff. So let's just hope for the best, eh? Let's keep everything crossed and see what happens in today's episode. And we're going to crack on now with the first game against Dornbirn. We're at home. I think that's a massive advantage for us, and this is the team we're going to go with. We're going to go Riegler in goal, Prokop and Landazura at fullback, Vasco and Wimmer at centre-back, Kingsley and Hoyland are going to play in the midfield, Christensen and Chow or Koi or whatever you want to call it, I've really struggled that name, on the wings, for Wayne through the middle, and Sockler, the 24-goal striker, up top. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for the first game of a massive double header. It does have to be said. Let's just get rid of that. And yeah, it's just basically, it's win or bust now, isn't it? And it looks as though we've been awarded a penalty inside the first 2.5 minutes of this game. And Tobias Christensen is the man to step up. And let's see if he can put it away. Yes, he can. Get in there. Beautiful, beautiful start to what is going to be a very, very tense episode for little old me. I can tell you that much, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, it's a great way to get started, isn't it? A very early goal in the game. Polton have got a relatively hard game on their hands against BL Vibe. Their league position doesn't really tell you how tough they are to beat. We've had a couple of really tough games against them this season. So yeah, it's going to be tough. Here we go. Free kick though comes in. It's well defended. Christensen's going to retrieve though. Kingsley now into Vasco, into Hoyland, into Wimmer, Prokop. Good pass in around the edge of the box. Prokop receives back. And we've still got the football somehow. Ball comes in. The keeper's had an absolute nightmare. And Sokla is going to tap home one of the easiest goals he's going to get all season long. The keeper, what are you doing? That could have been very, very easily avoided. And it's 2-0. And I don't want to count my chickens too early, but that could be game over already in this game. My phone is going off like a crazy one. So yeah, okay, none of that is important right now. Anyway, let's get to half time at 2-0. And I genuinely think second half could be really easy breezy because the team are just in such good form at the moment. Really, really good form. Bolton are still 0-0, by the way, at half time. We could be winning the league here. Let's send them back out. We could be winning the league right now with a game to spare. That would be pretty nice. I'm going to throw that out there. What do we do? Do I rest players? I'm not sure. Really not sure. Because the next game is pretty close to this one. We're going to make... Bolton are 1-0 up. Bolton are 1-0 up. But that was going to come on for Prokop, just because Prokop's a potential card away. And so is Kingsley, I believe. So I'm going to take him off as well and bring Martic on. Let's just do some marking and pressing. And, get back out there. But, yeah, I'm literally just protecting those two players from picking up cards. Bolton are 2-0 up now. It's going to the last day, isn't it? Here we go. Free kick for Wayne with it. It's a lovely ball. And I think it was offside in the end anyway. Bolton, honestly, I commend you. You have been very, very good. We're going to make that Penham come on. You've been very, very good opposition all season. When they beat me early in the season, 2-0, I thought, okay, that's the team to beat. We're going to struggle now. And, we've been their equal. And we've made a fight of it as much as they have. And it's going to the last day. A title fight to remember, my friends. Here we go. Landazuri into Hoyland, into Martig. I just knew the minute he had the space and he hit the football. Sweet as a nut. It ends up top bin, and that is a beautiful goal from a player who has not had much game time this season. What a goal. What a goal, and a lovely way to seal the deal. What a finish. Blau Vibe have pulled one back. It's not all over. It is all over. It's going to the last day. It's going to the final day. We can only do what we can do. We got the win. They obviously went and got themselves a result. There's 2 points between the teams. And basically now, we just don't have the ability to lose. Because if they win and we lose, they go up as champions. As long as we, bare minimum, get a draw in this game, we go up into the next division as champions. It would be absolutely amazing. The form at the end of the season is basically what's got us here. Early on, there were lots of draws, but the minute I made a couple of tweaks, like adding the ball into the box, it's made us far more clinical in front of goal, and it's been brilliant. It's been absolutely massive for us. But last game of the season, we are at home. We're going to be taking on Lafnitz, and we're going to be going with Riegler in goal, Prokop, Landazura at fullback, Vasco and Wimmer at centre back. That's kind of been my back four of late. We're going to go Kingsley and Hoyland in the midfield, Christensen left. Chow on the right, for Wayne through the middle, and Sokla up top. And so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You could cut the tension with a knife. You really could. I'm just going to go for the win. I am not playing all this draw, lark, and hoping that they drop points. We're just going to go for the win, be done with it, win it in style, and what will be, will be. But there's still just the 2 points between the two teams. Our goal difference is huge. 13 goal swing. So, if we were to finish equal points, there's no way they're scoring, 13, is there? So, Yeah, we would. It's just a case of not losing and Bolton winning. That's basically what it's come down to in this last game. So let's hope that's the case by the time the 90 are played. Inside 10 minutes, and it's actually a pretty even game. I've got a really, really itchy nose again. I've started to think to myself, because I have this in a lot of episodes where I sit here and I itch my nose and whatnot. I think it is those episodes where I get a bit nervous. Might be like a weird thing. Bolton are 1-0 down. Bolton are 1-0 down against Colesdorf. That is massive. Absolutely massive. As we go 1-0 up from Philippe Vasco. What a header at the back post. And I think if it stays like this... Bolton are back. Bolton have pulled it back. Let's know, because we can still lose this. There was me. I got so excited. Colesdorf, though. Colesdorf are fighting to stay up. That's interesting. That is a really interesting dynamic that's been brought to this game, because trying to stay in the league's as important as trying to go up, isn't it? So, yeah, that's massive. Well dealt with by Prokop there. Into Hoyland. He receives it back. Wimmer now. He let the ball run. It's gone all the way back to Riegler. Wimmer, there's a man in the midfield, and that's the man I was on about. It's Kingsley. He's always available. For Wayne drops deep. That's a beautiful ball into Sokler. He's been pulled wide, though. It's all right. We've still got the football. He's going to come back to Hoyland. Into Prokop. Receives it back. Lovely ball in. And Kingsley's effort goes just wide of the post. But it was a lovely, lovely piece of play. It's 2-1 to Bolton now. They're in the lead. And should Capfin win their game, it would relegate them. So, wow, that's all turned around very quickly. I'm going to say they're capable of better for the second half, because 1-0, I don't like 1-0s, as we all know. I bloody hate a 1-0, but we're going to get a highlight right at the beginning of the second half. And that's a ball through, and he's never going to make that, is he? Ball kicked out, dealt with lovely by Vasco at the back. Since changing them around as well, they've played better as a partnership. Wimmer on the right, he seems far more comfortable. Christensen now, driving at the defence. He's going to come back into Landazuri. It's a good effort, but it goes just wide of the mark. But we've created chances in the game. No worries about that. Just the one goal, though. We're back to those days of not free-flowing and free-scoring, but still doing very, very well in the game. As things stand, I'm just going to potentially make a substitution. I'm going to bring Penham on. Because it could be his last game for the club, to be fair. I have plans afoot. We'll talk about them at the end of today's episode. I'm just going to check all this stuff, as I do all the time. I just like to make sure... 1-0 though is this is close, isn't it? Vasco into Kingsley, into Hoyland, into Sokler, into Prokop now, driving forward. He's going to come back into Hoyland. He had space for the cross, and Christensen's header just isn't good enough. It's unfortunate. Not long to go in the game. And this is very promising free kick territory. And that's why I said it was promising. It's 1-1. That's a good free kick. Going to demand a bit more. We've just been a bit lax in this game in front of goal, haven't we? Hoyland's going to come up for Martique. And Christensen's going to come up for Adriano. Maybe I should have taken Sokler off there. Might have made a mistake. He's on a 6.4. But, with 5 to go, anything can happen. And often does happen where the Hall of Fame is concerned. That's a lovely ball out wide into Penham. Ball in. The keeper's had an absolute nightmare. We've had back-to-back games where the keepers have handed us a goal. What is the keeper doing there? But I ain't going to moan, because he finished this out very, very well. We're in the lead. And, we're marching on. We're marching on to win the division here now. Sokler on the football. He finds Adriano. He's gone very, very wide there. His ball hasn't worked out. That's a beautiful defensive header though. Even though they're on the football and driving forward at us, they've still got it, playing some good stuff, taking it easy. Kingsley, though, back there to look after that football. Wimmer, what a ball that is into Sokler, who now drives forward up the wing, into Martique. For Wayne's on it after a little slide tackle. For Wayne, Sokler, oh, what a goal, what a touch, and what a finish. Seals it, champions, done and dusted. We were anyway because of the results, and it don't matter, but that has sealed the deal. Oh my God, Colesdorf for drawing level with Polton. They've dropped points. Unbelievable. Get in there. Get in there. Champions, my friends. It went to the wire. Last game of the season, but my God, was it tough this year. That is our toughest season to date, in my opinion. I know we played a division in the top league of Romania, but we knew we didn't really have a chance. That was one of those where if we are consistent, we can go up. If we're not, we don't. And it was one team going up. That is our toughest season to date. And I am absolutely over the bloody moon that we will be playing in the top division in Austria next season. The lads deserve a round of applause. Get in there. And so there you have it, my friends. We have done it. Absolutely beautiful. I actually think that Polton might have slipped on the last day of the season anyway. I think they might have dropped points. So it wouldn't have mattered whatever happened. But yes, we go up as champions. Unbelievable, really. Unbelievable effort, this. I'm absolutely buzzing because we are going to be in such a good league next season as we continue to work towards new badges and stuff like that. So yeah, this is going to be immense for us. I actually think that... I genuinely think that Grazer could be the club we stay at for a few years just to get the badges done, just see where we can take them before we go and get like that first of, I would imagine, maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 big jobs in like some of the bigger countries. But I'm really enjoying it here. Our budget's been set. 73k in wage budget, so it's up to by about 20k, and just under £2 million worth of transfer budget. We might be able to like squeeze a bit more out of that by, you know, moving some players on, because I would imagine the team's going to change for next year. Yeah, kind of brings the glory. Bald are delighted. Kingsley's happy because we've won. We've secured promotion. It was a promise that was made for him to happen potentially next season, I think. I can't remember. But yeah, absolutely amazing stuff. And now, my friends, we're going to quickly run through the season review. I'm going to try not to, make this too long an episode. We've obviously done the 2 games already, and I am conscious of the episode just overrunning slightly. But yeah, let's review the season, shall we? So the new arrivals. I think every single one of the signings did a relatively good job. The board are not happy with a few of them because of the add-ons and stuff in there, but to be honest with you, that sort of thing annoys me because you've ended up signing a class player, and those things are not going to be paid until they play like 50 odd games and things like that. So you're talking about, season and a half, 2 seasons along. But I feel like Kingsley's been brilliant with his 3 goals, 7 assists. Christensen's immense, absolutely immense. 11 goals and 10 assists he ended up with. For Wayne came in halfway through the season and scored 4 goals and had 6 assists. What an impact he had on the team. Hoyland was really good. I think later in the season I started to use him a bit more. Really enjoyed his work. Sokler was probably my signing of the season. £76,000 he cost us, and he gave me 26 goals in 27 starts with 2 assists. Just ridiculous. Really enjoyed what the right winger did. Thought he was very good for us. Vasco was solid at the back. Moran did a really good job until Wayne came in and he kind of nicked his spot, but I think he's going to be a great squad player. There's a few that were a bit of a letdown. Burin was one of them. I think that Reichel didn't really get a proper go in the team either. And then I think that actually João Adriano weren't that great. So yeah, few good, few bad, but relatively pleased with the signings. This is how it finished in the end. As you can see, look, Polton dropping those points at the end of the year, but we go up as champions with 72 points. Only 2 defeats in the season, a huge goal difference, and I genuinely think the transfer window is what won us promotion, in my opinion. The team that was here before I started signing players definitely would not have got promoted. I think that we managed to sign some very, very good players, and that's what's helped us go up. As you can see, only 17% of the stadium was filled up, so I'm hoping that's going to change, and that's going to help with our finances next season. We obviously finished quarterfinals in the cup, which I think was a good effort. Moments to remember, 4-0 win against Fürstenfeld in the cup. That was a really good result for us. I think it was the first game I managed, to be honest with you, all the way back then. 4-0 against Wiener Victoria was the match to remember. Kingsley, Christensen and Russia with the goals. And then the goal of the season came in the game against Tyrrell, the 4-1. And it was a top draw effort from Wayne as he hit it from 23 yards. Lovely effort. Finances. Now, you're going to see a lot of red here, but at the end of the day, they gave us nearly 3 million quid to spend and we spent it. And yes, we might have ended up, in a little bit of a negative at the end of the year, but I'm sure with the promotion and whatnot, we'll go back into the positive and we'll just take it step by step next season and see what happens. But, I think the board understood we needed to spend money to get the club promoted. Wimmer, Christensen, Fort Wayne, Morant and Sockler with the shirt sales. Unbelievable effort there. And then this is the team of the season that they've basically thrown out. And to be honest with you, I can't really disagree with a lot of it. I think that's probably the team we were picking late on in the season and probably the team that did the best. Look at Sockler and Christensen's numbers are a joke. And the fact that Fort Wayne only played half a season, those numbers are pretty crazy as well. Imagine what they'd have been if he'd have played the whole sort of 30-game season for us. Defence, it has to be said and all, was solid as a rock all year long. And then we've got this little bit here, the accolades. I'm not sure if there's a manager of the season or whatever that I can win. There weren't any manager of the months or whatnot, but we'll see. Fans Player of the Season's gone to Wimmer. He was solid, to be fair. Young Player of the Season's gone to Kingsley. Signer of the Season's gone to Fort Wayne. Goal of the Season's gone to Fort Wayne. Sockler with 26 goals in the season was top goal scorer. Christensen got most assists with 10. Kingsley got 6 man of the matches. And Wimmer he had the best average rating. And Hoyland had the best pass completion rate of every 90 minutes. On average, 110 passes completed. Sockler breaks the record for most goals in a season, also for the most goals in a game, most goals in a league match as well. And Tobias Christensen breaks the most assist record for the club, and Kingsley got the most man of the match award. So lots of history being made. And this is just a little overview at the end. And they owe everything to the fantastic start this season. It kickstarted an unlikely promotion push. Look, at the end of the day, we were seen as potentially finishing fourth at the beginning of the year. So I don't actually think it is that unlikely. We just managed to find some form and we've gone up as champions. And so just a few other little bits and bobs to cover before we move on. The overall 11 looks a little something like this. It is 4-4-2 where this team's concerned. Sockler's in there. Who else? None of the other signings, but I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they work their way into the best 11. We've got our club visions to be looked at for next season. They want defensive football, players under the age of 23 to be signed, play possession football, high tempo. I actually think a lot of that is probably doable. Stay within the wage budget. We've managed to do that this year, so I'd like to think we could next. And then try to avoid relegation. My contract's actually up next year. And based on what we do, I might sign again. I think it might be the first time I actually sign on again with a club. Work towards becoming an established team is basically what they want. And then by the time it's 2029, 2030, they want us to be in the playoffs of that division. So, yeah, I'm not sure if we'll still be here then. And we'll just basically have to see what happens. We're going to accept that, though, because I think it's doable. Squad dynamics are all good. I'll do the meeting off screen. Just trying to see if there's any other stuff here that I can do with you guys to check. Coaches and stuff's gone up. Oh, Player of the Year, there you go. We do have some stuff. And Philip Pommer has got Player of the Year for Polton with 9 assists and 14 goals from the attacking midfielder. Wimmer finished second. Not a bad effort, really, for the defender. And then the top goal scorer has gone to Sockler. And he shares it with... He shares it actually with Yeteki. So yeah, really, really good effort from the players, my friends. But you know what? We're going to end at the squad screen. We are obviously going to be moving some players on. We're going to be signing some better players. We need to because we're going up as champs. I think there's a few players here. Umjenovic is probably one of them that will move. I could imagine actually loaning Softic out now. Turch is already going on a free. Koschel might go. Earhart will probably go. I think Penham might go. These all depends on whether or not I can sign better players. But you're probably looking at it. They're all the 30-plus-year-olds. who don't really make us any stronger. They don't really play now, so I think we'll move them on. George Davies, he isn't really good enough, so if we can get some money for him, it might be worth moving him on. But yeah, I think it is just a case of, for next season, we're not going to target any position in particular. We're just going to try and sign players that make the team better as a whole. But it's been a ridiculously good season. We'll finish by taking a look at the league table. The camera cut out again for whatever reason. I'm having a few issues with the card, actually. There's loads of memory on it, but it cut out. Anyway, ridiculously good season. It really, really was. But, if we want to be better next year, we've got to sign some really, really good players. But I'm excited about it. And, you're just going to have to join me next time, ladies and gents, to find out how it all goes down. And actually, there is one more thing we need to look at. Silly old me forgot about it before we sign out today's episode. And it is, of course, the manager's stuff. Now, we have our Continental B badge. I'm hoping we will be allowed to study our next one. They did reject it a little earlier in the season. But the Continental A and the Pro badges take 12 months. So they're the last two badges. They're the most expensive ones that the club have to obviously pay for, but they take a long time. So, we'll wait and see, basically. We'll wait and see if they'll allow us to do it. But they're important for us to be able to take big jobs in the future. So we do need them. We need to get them done. But we are up to a Continental B badge, which is pretty good. As you can see, we're fluent now in German, Icelandic and Romanian. Wonder how many more languages will be added to that before the series is over. Attributes-wise, manager's looking pretty tasty. He's looking pretty good. The level of discipline, that is just because, obviously, we fine players whenever they're sent off automatically now because of the code of conduct. But the attacking and the defending's pretty good. I'm really looking nice, like how well-rounded it is. Now, as far as the other bits are concerned, we've actually managed 128 games, 79 wins, 35 draws, and 14 defeats. So, yeah, really top stuff. That's a 61% win percentage. So, yeah, I am over the moon with that. If we do succeed in this series, I'm going to see what our win percentage is compared to Sir Alex, who we're trying to topple as well, because I think that might be interesting. As far as job history is concerned, you're going to see we've added that first to the pile and the cup, and that is looking nice. And we've never finished below third in any of the teams or divisions that we manage. So that's pretty cool. Absolutely loving life there. The last thing I want to just show you, although we'll never really be able to see it properly until we're on one of the lists, is the Hall of Fame and where we're at. And we're now on 116 points, which is a big jump, isn't it, from where we were? I think it was 54 points we were on. So, yeah, that's like a 60-something point swing, isn't it? So, yeah, that is decent. That is really, really good. Buzzing about that. We are still a long way off getting into the worldwide Hall of Fame, but we can only keep chugging away and trying to get the points. Sir Alex is still top, but Pep Guardiola is closing him down, and I'm a bit worried that this race for the Hall of Fame won't be Pep Guardiola. It'll actually be it won't be Sir Alex Ferguson. It'll actually be Pep Guardiola, and because he's still managing, he's still getting points. So, yeah, it's a worry. Where is Pep? He's unemployed at the moment. Okay, that might help us considerably. He was at Liverpool. Oh my God. Imagine going from City, that dominance at City, to then going to Liverpool for 1 year. He's obviously got the sack. Finished fourth. Who's Man City's manager now then? Vincent Kompany. Wow, that's amazing. I love all this stuff that happens in FM. We'll have to look at some weird stuff at the end of it. But anyway, my point is, we might be chasing Pep and not Alex by the time the series is done. And so there you have it, my friends. We are done and dusted for another episode of the Hall of Famer. Do let me know what you've made of today's episode. It was an amazing one. It went to the end, didn't it? What a title fight Polton gave us. And it's actually, in my opinion, I actually think it's a shame only one team goes up, because Polton were there all the way and maybe deserved to go up just as much as we did. But next season, it gets difficult because we are going to be in one of the elite competitions in Europe. It's going to be Really, really tough, but I am looking forward to the challenge. But my friends, if you are new around here, please consider hitting that subscribe button, dropping a like on the video. It's the best way to support the channel, and also check that description box for things like the Discord and my socials. I'm very active on both and love to talk to everybody in the community. But until the next one, I salute you all. Stay safe, stay humble, and I will see you real soon.